प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radha, Jai Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Radha, Jai Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar Radha, Jai Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jai Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Jai Narasimha Dev, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vinod Prabhu, Rashmi Mata ji. अब कीर्तन सुन में मेरे में एनर्जी आ गई. It was very nice kirtan. So thank you, Mataji. So we will now begin our session. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. You can hear me, Rani Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you. I think Prabhuji is having some problem.
Problem?
नहीं सुनाई दे रहा था.
Oh, okay.
So they are saying okay now.
Okay. Okay. So we will begin. आज हमारा last session है. What's so special about Prabhupada? So we tried to hear in 2-3 classes devotees remembering Srila Prabhupada. And give me 1 second. So I just want to take a section from where what we will read today. There are, it's a big book, A4 size with almost 400-500 pages. So I will read you some from I don't remember. Ronnie Prabhu, इसमें देखना, is there a, just search on what page the word barber is coming on the PDF. Or actually there is a very nice section. I will read that today. Page 415, I will open. Just 1 second. This is one of my favorite sections in the book, Grandma's Recipes. Let me see.
That barber was on 108.
108. Okay. Prabhu. Prabhu, which page I have to do on the PDF to open the Grandma's Recipe?
Grandma's Recipe or barber?
Grandma's Home Remedies. But the 415 page is there on the 415. Okay, इसमें I am at 395. Okay, I got it. So today we will read. I will do the screen sharing, and we will read a very. Ronnie Prabhu, can you allow me to do screen sharing? So this is a section called Grandma's Remedies, or few things are little sharp, but please stay with me because these are what will I call soul savers. So I will read from here. और आप में से जो पढ़ना चाहते हैं, please raise your hand, and then हम लोग इकट्ठे मिलके we will read this very wonderful section. This is Grandma's Home Remedies. जैसे क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में, क्या बोलेंगे? दादी की, I don't know क्या बोलेंगे, दादी के घरेलू नुस्खे. Yes. दादी माँ के घरेलू नुस्खे. So ये it is written by Srimati Mataji. She is like a grandmother to all of us, and in devotion she is much ahead. So we'll read. So this is Grandma's Home Remedies, active meditations to help you deal with nitty-gritty challenges of life. So I'll read. Let's face it, trying to become a devotee in this faithless, fast, and quarrelsome age is very, very tough. If the mind is not making life difficult for us, it will be neighbors, some authority figure, our bodies, our family. Actually, the list is endless. How to keep faith and focus in a world so obviously made for distraction? The real challenges come in our daily dealings in life. The philosophy sounds fine in the class atmosphere, but often we lose sight of it when dealing with the nitty gritty practicalities of life. This often leads to a spiritual schizophrenia. We have sense of identity when at the temple. Oh, we have one sense of identity when we are at the temple and a very different one when we are at home or at work. What to do? So ये हम लोगों के लिए प्रैक्टिकल है कि we devotees tend to live like a duplicate life or double life, हाँ? कि भक्तों के साथ एक है और जो भक्त नहीं है then we have a different life, you know what to do or so what to do is Mataji is saying. We would like to share with you a series of active meditations and strategies we have developed over many, many years of trying to become a sincere and serious follower of Srila Prabhupada. They have helped us not only in dealing with life's challenges, but in surviving them. Of course, we are not claiming that they will solve all your problems. We all have our personalized Kurukshetra battles to win, to fight. But we are confident that they will be of great help to you. Why not give a few of them a try? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, I'll start from here only. It is a little hard one. Once upon a, this is Srila Prabhupada had a shadow. Once upon a time, Srila Prabhupada had a shadow. Even Tulsi Devi and the desired trees of Vrindavan have shadows. Shadows are normal and natural phenomena. Srila Prabhupada told us that ISKCON is his body. ISKCON also has a shadow. And what is that shadow? It is our material desires, misconceptions, anarthas, sins, and offenses. That's not really a problem if we are following Srila Prabhupada's process and teachings. But it's a big problem individually and societally if we are not. Shadows moving independently is not only abnormal, it is bizarre and frightening. It is not such a good idea to be too preoccupied with ISKCON's shadow. There is no substance in it. There is no chance of a relationship with it. There is no sense of satisfaction. Best to be absorbed in the real life of a devotee, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna in the association of good, like-minded friends. Comment. Too often we trouble ourselves with discrepancies we see in the temple management or the institution, and we engage in fault finding, gossiping, and pity politicking. This is a very quick and effective way to alienate ourselves from the heart of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON and lose the association of wonderful devotees and the devotional process and its goal. So, without going too much deeper into it, what Mataji is saying is कि जैसे हर एक वस्तु की एक परछाई होती है, उसी तरह से ISKCON की भी एक परछाई है. और ये परछाई जो है ये नेचुरल नहीं है, अननेचुरल है. जैसे माता ने लिखा कि जो परछाई है वो यूजुअली goes in the same direction, you know, like if I have my shadow, so if I move my hand up, shadow will go up, you know. But Mataji लिख रहे हैं कि जो shadow है, it is moving independently of the of the main object. So then it is bizarre and frightening. So similarly, sometime because we are a young institution, we may find some discrepancy, something not being done rightly at a local level or at any level. But we should not be too concerned about the shadow because that is not the substance. So we have to focus on why I joined ISKCON, what is my goal, I joined ISKCON to help me reconnect with Krishna, with God. And what is my goal? My goal is to go back to Godhead, to get love of Godhead, like that. And if I remain focused here, then I have nothing to do with the shadow of ISKCON. I have to do the real body of ISKCON, which is the teachings and instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. So माता जी कह रहे हैं कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा कि जो चीज़ें ख़राब हो रही हैं उस पर ध्यान नहीं देना है, बल्कि हमें देखना है कि ये जो चीज़ें हैं they are a unnatural shadow. That's not the real substance. So one should not be focused on them. Rather अपनी भक्ति बचा के और हम श्रवणम कीर्तनम में और भगवान के स्मरण में अपना अपना मन लगाएं, ना केवल ये बात करें कि आपको पता है कि कौन गिर गया, कौन सा सन्यासी का पतन हो गया, किस डिवोटी ने क्या किया, कल वो मुझे वहाँ दिखे या वो वहाँ हुआ या उन्होंने ऐसे बात की. सो अगर ऐसा करेंगे हम, so then we are dealing with a shadow of ISKCON, not with real ISKCON. So that is the gist of this first one. Second, ये बहुत अच्छा है. Once upon a time, a king was hunting in the forest. He noticed a beautifully ornate casket and picked it up. It was dusty, and he took his chadar and polished it clean. When he did this, a very handsome and strongly built genie mystically appeared, offered him obeisances, and said, "My dear master, I am highly efficient and very expert. There is so much I can do for you. Please engage me in your service." जिसे बोलते हैं जिन है कि कोई वो पुराना टोकरी पड़ी थी उसमें से क्या है उसमें से जब उन्होंने रगड़ के साफ किया तो जिन निकल आया. तो बोला बताइए जो भी आपकी सेवा हो मैं कर सकता हूँ. The king was very skilled in diplomacy and politics of state, and so he was cautious and hesitant. He said to the genie, "Please tell me the full implication of accepting your service. Then I will make my decision." So जो राजा है उन्होंने because he's a king, he's smart, intelligent, तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं पहले मुझे बताइए कि कोई इसके कोई एस्ट्रिक्स तो नहीं है इसके अंदर कि टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन अप्लाई. अगर ऐसा है तो पहले बताइए और फिर बताएंगे तभी मैं बताऊंगा कि मैं आपसे सेवा लूंगा कि नहीं लूंगा. So genie smiled and replied, "My dear king, in all circumstances I will remain faithful. I will remain your faithful servant. But there is one thing you must know. It is my nature and my pleasure to be always busy. If you don't keep me busy in your service, I will eat you alive." तो क्या बोला कि आप जो कहेंगे मैं करने को तैयार हूँ, हमेशा आपका नौकर बना रहूंगा, बट अगर आपने मुझे बिजी नहीं रखा तो मैं आपको जिंदा खा जाऊंगा. The surprised king thought for some time and then said, "I have a very big kingdom and many plans. Keeping you busy won't be a problem. I accept you as my servant. Your first task will be to build a very wide and deep moat around my palace." Moat is जो वो गड्ढा खोद देते हैं किले के आसपास पानी भर के कि दुश्मन ना आए या कोई अंदर ना आए. I have had considerable difficulties with security lately. Please report to me when the work is complete and I will give you my next task. तो राजा ने उसको बोला कि आप जाके मेरे जो किला है उसके आसपास गड्ढा खोद के एक वो बना दीजिए और जब ये करके आएंगे तो मैं आपको अगला काम दूंगा. Then the king returned to his palace confident that he had time to plan a full service schedule for the genie before he completed his first task. To his surprise, the genie appeared before him with folded hands 3 hours later. "My dear master, I have completed my first task. Kindly assess the quality of my work." The king hurried to the site and saw, to his surprise, that the work was complete and first class. A little shaken, he said to the genie, "Thank you very much. You are indeed highly efficient and very expert. Now, I would like you to construct a new summer palace for me. It should be large and well planned and complete with beautiful gardens, lakes, and fountains." The genie nodded his head and offered his respect and left. The king was pious and very intelligent, so he called for his Brahmin advisors. He explained his dilemma and his fear of being eaten alive and asked for their advice. They conferred for 10 minutes and then instructed the king, please find a strong 30-foot bamboo pool and dig a 5-foot hole in the ground. The king was a little surprised by this, but he knew the fine caliber of his advisors, so he did the needful. At that time, the genie again appeared, his task complete. The king, feeling anxious and harassed, told him, thank you, my dear servant. Now travel the world and fetch 1,000 different exotic plants, creepers, and trees to plant in my new palace gardens. The genie was inspired by his new task and left. The king rushed to the court of his Brahmins and told them that he had completed his first task and asked them what he should do now. The Brahmins further advised, now you should secure the pole in the ground. The length above the earth should be 25 feet. When your genie next visits, tell him that he should run up and down the pole whenever you don't have active service for him. This will protect you from being eaten alive by him. The king was greatly relieved and followed their advice. Now he had wonderfully efficient and expert service whenever he needed it, but he had no fear of being eaten alive. He was happy and so was his mystical genie. So ये जो स्टोरी है, ये क्या दर्शाती है कि जो जीनी है वो कौन है? इज आवर मन, इज अ जीनी. और अगर हम ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि जो जीनी है हमें जिंदा खा जाए, और सो वी हैव टू कीप द माइंड ऑक्यूपाइड और बिजी, वी कैन से. सो और अगर माइंड ऑक्यूपाइड नहीं है, देन द बेस्ट थिंग for the mind is to run up and down the pole. Who will tell me what is the meaning of going up and down the pole? So genie हम समझ गए कि genie is mind. और अगर हम mind को कोई task नहीं देंगे करने के लिए, it will eat us alive, which means it will take us here and there. So the way to control the genie is to tell him to go on the pole up and down. जैसे राजा के उनके जो मंत्रीगण थे, जो ब्राह्मण थे, जो उन्होंने उनको परामर्श दिया. तो मुझे बताइए कि ऐसे मन को कैसे पोल के अंदर डाल के ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हैं? What is this analogy signifies? Vinod Prabhu and Rashimata is saying chanting. Okay. Then Shivani Mata is saying chanting Maha Mantra. Okay. Then Vinod Prabhu, Rashimata is saying thinking of Krishna always. Okay. Or Neha Mata is saying Seva. Yes, but that is the main thing. If the mind is not engaged in some seva, we are not absorbed, then what to do? जब खाली है, तो सेवा भी करा सकते हैं. But और Sagita Mata ji is saying chanting. Megha Mata is saying hearing kirtans and lectures. Okay. Yes. तो आप सब लोगों के और Prabhu and Rashimata is saying following all the 9 processes. Yes. So आप लोगों के जो हैं सारे पॉइंट पूरे हुए. So this is the thing कि the mind can be our best friend or the worst enemy. It is best to keep it always appropriately busy. When we don't have active task-oriented service for it, it is best to keep it running up and down the pole by chanting Hare Krishna or by hearing our favorite kirtan, bhajans or classes. Otherwise, it may well eat us alive. So this is the way. जिसे आप सब लोगों ने बोला कि mind has to be busy. अगर जब भी हमारा mind खाली हो, then it is best to engage the mind in Shravanam Kirtanam. अगर कोई सेवा है where we are actively engaged, it is fine. If not, and mind is free, then engage it always in Shravanam Kirtan. Otherwise, it will eat us alive. Okay, so now other members will read. Okay, first is Vinod Prabhu, Rashmi Mata ji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
ये पढ़िए.
The dancing caterpillar. Once upon a time, there was a very happy and talented caterpillar who loved to dance. He was so gracefully expressive that all the animals in the forest loved to see him dance. No social function was considered complete unless he had his time on stage. But there was a jackal who was very envious of him. He loved to sing, but nobody ever asked him to perform. He could not tolerate that all the animals in the forest were so mesmerized by such an insignificant creature and yet would give him no chance to sing. He devised an evil plan to destroy the caterpillar's career. He approached the simple and happy little caterpillar and said, "My very dear friend, I am very impressed by your wonderful dancing and would love to learn from you. Kindly tell me when you'll perform your most intricate dance formation. Do you put your third little leg in front of your fourth, or is it your fifth? Please kindly clarify this point for me." The caterpillar was very perplexed by this question. His dancing had always been a natural expression of heart, and he had never taken any formal training. He was a simple and innocent little soul and didn't want to disappoint the jackal. He said to him, "My dear sir, this is a very difficult question. To satisfy you, I'll need some time. Please come back tomorrow, and I hope by then I'll have a satisfactory answer." The jackal smiled knowingly and left. His question became a preoccupation for the little caterpillar. He thought about it throughout the day and night. He dreamt about it. He paced himself through that difficult dance formation many times, but no answer came. He became more and more confused and more despondent. He lost all confidence in his dancing ability and decided he would perform no more. After all, he didn't really know what he was doing. The jackal returned next morning and was very happy to see that his plan has succeeded. He had destroyed the little caterpillar's dancing career. Comment: how often we are inspired to use our natural talents for Krishna or learning something new from him, but our mind stands in the way and fills us with doubts and confusion. It blocks our freedom of Krishna conscious expression and makes life miserable. Best to see the jackal mind for what it is and keep it out of the way, or at least keep out of its way. The story of the dancing caterpillar is such a sad one. Don't let it become yours.
Thank you, Madhaji. Huh? So I think we can all understand that it is also, ये भी मन के बारे में है, ये भी जो story है, ये भी मन के बारे में है, और यही है कि we should not hear too much of our mind. बहुत ज़्यादा मन का नहीं सोचना चाहिए मन के बारे में. Otherwise, हाँ, जैसे हमने पहले में सोचा कि it will eat us alive, और so it is best to keep it out of our way or keep out of its way, huh? Like this. So this is the story about mind again. So next one, Gaurav Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Boat in the water, not water in the boat. Once upon a time, there was a very simple village boy who had never seen the ocean or even a lake of water. One day he traveled with his family to a distant tourist resort. For the first time in his life, he saw a lake and small boats on its shore. He asked the guide at the resort, "My dear sir, what are those things on the side of the lake and what is their purpose?" Charmed by the small boy's innocence, the man smiled and replied, They are called boats. If you place them on the water, they will take you wherever you want to go. If you give me 5 rupees, you can use one for an afternoon and experience the fun of boating." The boy had been given 20 rupees of pocket money by his parents and was inquisitive to explore his new environment. So he gave the man 5 rupees. He was then shown his boat and given a few basic tips for using it. The guide then left to take his lunch and little rest, but promised he would return in a few hours to reclaim the boat. The young boy was excited with his new toy, but also a little confused. He was also a little hesitant to venture too close to the water. He thought. Did he say, put the boat in the water? Or did he say, put the water in the boat? He saw a bucket in the boat. So he decided that the appropriate thing to do was to put the water in the boat. Within an hour, the boat was full of water, and only the seat remained dry. He climbed into the boat and sat on the seat, optimistic that the boat would now take him wherever he wanted to go. But nothing happened. He sat and sat, but nothing happened. After some time, he saw the resort guy returning, and he angrily railed at him. Give me back my 5 rupees. You cheated me. This boat hasn't moved 1 inch since I sat in it. Give me back my 5 rupees. The resort guide laughed and said, my dear boy, the boat is not moving because you have made a very big mistake. You are supposed to put the boat in the water, not the water in the boat. Come with me and we'll, we will try again. He took the boy to another boat and they had a wonderful time boating on the lake. The boy was very, very happy and really felt he had gotten his 5 rupees worth. Comment. The boat is our sadhana and the water is the wonderful organizational support and service that Srila Prabhupada ISKCON provides. If we put our boat in the water, we are supported and nourished in so many very special ways. We can hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita classes, tune into Nama Sankirtana, associate with devotees, take a wonderful feast with them, etc., etc. In this way, we will easily sail toward our cherished goal. However, if we put the water in the boat, if we allow our active service commitments to disturb and interfere with our sadhana commitments, we will go nowhere. Sometimes we need to be reminded of this by a more experienced, kind-hearted devotee. Hare Krishna.
So this is another little strong one. So what basically Mataji is saying is that one should be clear to have a balance between our sadhana and seva, and one should not take so much seva, especially for temple devotees, that we are unable to do our sadhana properly. Their first responsibility is to chant our 16 rounds, and so that is the vow we take at the time of initiation, that I'll follow the 4 principles and chant at least a minimum 16 number of rounds. So one should not do seva in a manner we cannot do basic sadhana properly. So one should always be careful. And similarly for devotees also, that one should be careful when we give services, that they don't make people imbalanced, So depending on the capacity of the each devotee, one should distribute the seva. Okay, now this is a very interesting one. Who's next? Anita Mataji. Go ahead.
First, take my shoes. Once upon a time, one of our primary ISKCON projects went through a time of great difficulty and deviation. In the early stages of this very black and painful time, tourist buses were still frequently coming to the project. One day, a middle-aged, inquisitive and very pious lady came. She was specially charmed by the temple room and Srila Prabhupada in his Murti form. Suddenly, she heard a voice repeatedly say, "Take my shoes, take my shoes." Finally, she relented to the request and put Srila Prabhupada's shoes in her bag. Once home, she scolded herself and was at at a loss to know what to do with the shoes. She felt too embarrassed to return them and couldn't bring herself to throw them away. She put them in an unused cupboard and forgot about them. Some years later, when she was cooking her breakfast, she heard the same voice she'd heard many years before. But this time the message was, "Please return my shoes." She didn't feel comfortable with the message, but it kept coming. Day after day, the day after day, the same message came. Finally, she found the courage and humility to return the shoes. When she arrived at the project, she went immediately to the temple room. Her thought was to return Srila Prabhupada's shoes unnoticed. But her mission wasn't successful. A devotee saw her and exclaimed, "This is amazing. We've been searching for Prabhupada's shoes for years. They disappeared when things were becoming very deviant here. And now that things are coming back in a Prabhupada conscious framework, the shoes have very mystically returned. I guess Srila Prabhupada can stay or leave as he likes. But I am very glad that he's returned to be with us again." She profusely thanked the rather bewildered lady who had returned Prabhupada's shoes and gave her a tour of the project, a prasadam lunch, and a few books to take home. She felt it was the very least she could do. This is a true story. Comment. It is not a good idea to take Srila Prabhupada for granted. Just because we've installed his murti in the temple room doesn't mean he obliged to stay. He can come and go as he pleases. Mindful of this, we should act in such a way that he never wants to leave us. We should consciously develop our awareness of Srila Prabhupada's presence not only in his murti form, but in his books, his dedicated devotees, and in our day-to-day lives.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is another a little hard-hitting one that especially devotees who are a little mature, they should be mindful, and we should know that spiritual personalities are independent. And like Mataji is writing, and this is a true story. I know that temple also, and I've also read this story, particular temple in outside India, and so one should never take Srila Prabhupada and even our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru for granted. They are there, and we can act in any manner, but they will be always there for us. Yes, they are there to always help us, but question is that from our side we should be sincere. That is a qualification. The least qualification required from our side is to be sincere. And like they said, Mataji wrote in the end that we should be aware of the presence of Prabhupada presence not only in his murti form, but also in his books, dedicated devotees in our day-to-day lives. कल मैं सुन रहा था और Prabhupada memories में, और one devotee said that Prabhupada, are you also there in your picture? And Prabhupada replied, yes. And then he said, and that is the reason why so many of my disciples are making so many offenses. This was Prabhupada's reply. Because there is no difference between a picture and the personality for spiritual personalities. And they are present there. Or if you don't treat them with the respect, then we may make offenses. So a different mood than what is being spoken here or written here. But main thing is कि हमें कभी भी अपने Srila Prabhupada को, even our spiritual master, our Shiksha Gurus, we should never take them for granted. कि मैं कुछ भी कर लूँ, उनकी कृपा बरसती रहेगी. ऐसा नहीं है. They are independent and free to come and go as they please. They have no obligation towards us. Their obligation is toward their spiritual master, not towards us. Like this. Okay, so we'll read the next one. Who's next? Neha Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You too can become beautiful. Different personalities become beautiful by possessing different qualities. Chanakya Pandit said that the cuckoo bird, although very black, is beautiful because of its sweet voice. Similarly, a woman becomes beautiful by her chastity and faithfulness to her husband. And an ugly person becomes beautiful when he becomes a learned scholar. In the same way, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras become beautiful by their qualities. Brahmins are beautiful when they are forgiving, Kshatriyas when they are heroic and never retreat from fighting, Vaishyas when they enrich culture, activities, and protect cows, and Shudras when they are faithful in the discharge of duties pleasing to their masters. Thus, everyone becomes beautiful by this special quality, by his special quality. Comment. Too often, we become preoccupied with externals. We forget the essence and concern ourselves with the superficialities of devotional life. We become truly beautiful and lovable when the externals and internals match, when we live our lives simply trying to be who we really are, the eternal servant of a Gurudev and Krishna. The naked truth.
So this one, I don't need to explain. I think we understand clearly what was meant and what are we supposed to do. कि बाहरी चीज़ों से we don't become devotees by wearing kanthimala or putting tilak, but we become devotees through our heart, through our devotion, to our attachment, to our acharya, to our Guru Maharaj, to the senior Vaishnavas, to Krishna. That's how one develops godly qualities and becomes beautiful. Okay. No more hands? Okay. So Neha Mataji, you read the next one, and then if no more hands, then I'll read. Go ahead, Mataji.
The naked truth. Once upon a time, a middle-aged Indian man began living on the Vrindavan Parikrama path, very near to the Krishna Balram tree. He wore neither clothes nor tilak nor kantimala. Most of the time, he just rested in the dust of Raj, and sometimes he'd sit up to drink a cup of tea and eat a chapati or two. The holy name did not grace his mouth, but only mundanites and occasional words of abusive anger. We traveled this route regularly and felt very uncomfortable whenever we had to cross paths with this man. We did our best not to think offensively of him. It was not easy. One day, to our great surprise, we saw a very respectable Vrajvasi Brahmin hand feeding this man. We couldn't believe our eyes and were keen to learn why he was doing this. He chanted around the Krishna Balram tree until the Brahmin got up and left. We quickly followed him and very humbly and politely asked him why he was hand feeding the naked man living on the street. He smiled and shared some very instructive words. My mind has been very disturbed by the sight of this man for many months. I do full parikrama of Vrindavan every day, and so I could not avoid crossing paths with him. In exasperation, I spoke to my Radha Ramanji. I said, "Tomorrow I will carry your Mahaprasad in my little tiffin when I go on Vrindavan Parikrama." If he took my tiffin, oh, second, I lost it. If this man is a genuine Raj Bhakt and very dear to you, please inspire him to ask me for for your Mahaprasad. The next day, I carried Radha Ramanji Mahaprasad in my little tiffin, and as I went to walk past this man, he beckoned me with his hand. As I came closer, he took my tiffin, opened it, took some of the Mahaprasad, and ate it. Then, with the same hand, he motioned that I should continue on my way. I realized that I regularly committed mental offense to this great soul, and so I promised my Radha Ramanji that I'd hand feed him his Mahaprasad for a week. Today is my fifth day. Actually, this devotee has taken full shelter of the dust of Raj. He is very rare and special soul. This is a true story. Comment. Although we have to discriminate to responsibly live our Krishna conscious principles and process, it's best that we never judge, even if we are managers or teachers. Our perception of what is happening around us is like that of a tiny insect. We really don't know the reality of what's happening or its plan.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So this is another instructive incident in which Mataji has narrated to say that from external one should never judge people because we don't know the state of their heart. So it is better not to judge anybody. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, next we have Mega Mataji.
Hare Krishna Babuji. 3 circles of vision. Once upon a time, I witnessed a very pure and elevated Brahmana Vaishnav being publicly chastised and humiliated by a very angry devotee in his spiritual leadership. It literally cracked my heart to hear and see this. I very carefully watched the devotee being abused. He remained silent and peaceful throughout the tirade. When it finally came to an end, he paid his full obeisances to the angry devotee and quietly continued his service. I was amazed. The following day, I approached the chastised devotee and asked him how he could manage to stay so calm and respectful. He kindly explained his secret. He said, I have 3 circles of vision. First, if I have responsibility and influence, I see things 100% and act accordingly. That is my duty to Srila Prabhupada and his ISKCON. Second, if I have no responsibility but I have influence, I will advise when asked. Third, if I have no responsibility and no influence, I don't see and I don't act. In this way, I can fulfill my responsibilities to Srila Prabhupada, but not be sidetracked or implicated in petty politics and Vaishnava Aparadh. Yesterday, I had no responsibility for the circumstances and I certainly had no influence. There was no need to say anything nor do anything, but to just tolerate such things. This is a true story. Comment. Our tendency is to try to adjust or rectify unpleasant situations in which we find ourselves. But often this implicates us more and the situation becomes an even greater problem or disturbance. In the future, perhaps it would be a good idea to ask ourselves 2 questions before we speak or act. First, do I have influence here? Do I have responsibility here? Why not give it a try? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is also a very important lesson. Usually it takes some difficult situations to come in terms and then to understand how things work. और जिसे यहाँ माता जी ने लिखा है और प्रभु जी ने बताया कि दिस इज़ द वे, ये हमने वैष्णव एटिकेट में भी सीखा था हम लोगों ने, अगर हमें याद हो, कि जहाँ पर हमारी इन्फ्लुएंस और कंसर्न रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं है, दैट वन शुड नॉट एक्ट. So we have to see these things. If I have, like he's saying, if I have responsibility and influence, then he acts accordingly, and because that is his duty. Because some responsibility has been given. Say, कि मंदिर में कोई somebody is not chanting properly, या कोई something somebody is doing, So because somebody is in management, it is a responsibility to ensure things work properly, and because their authority, they can वो लोग जो आए हैं या कोई नए लोग आए हैं उनको टोक सकते हैं कि ऐसे नहीं, ऐसा करना है, politely. But and then he's saying, if I have, so in this case one has influence and responsibility and influence. Influence का मतलब कि हम उनको जानते हैं उस व्यक्ति को. तो अगर हम किसी को जानते हैं और सपोज करिए मैं मंदिर में जाता हूँ और मैं मंदिर में जाके मैं मंदिर के भक्तों को जानता हूँ, पर मैं वहाँ जाके दंडवत नहीं किया, तो कोई भी भक्त जो मुझे जानते हैं वो आके आराम से बोल सकते हैं कि आप मंदिर आए हैं. और अच्छा काम ये है कि पहले आते ही प्रभुपाद को प्रणाम करिए और DTs को प्रणाम करिए, बिकॉज दे हैव इन्फ्लुएंस विद मी एंड ऑल्सो दे हैव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि जो आता है वो ठीक से समझे, लाइक दिस. और कल को देखते हैं कि अगर मैं कोई गलत काम कर रहा हूँ और सो बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ठीक से नहीं कर रहा हूँ या कुछ गलत बोल रहा हूँ, सो देन दे हैव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू चेस्टाइज मी ऑल्सो बिकॉज दे आर टेम्पल मैनेजमेंट. सो देन लाइक दिस. और दूसरा उन्होंने बताया कि अगर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है बट नो इन्फ्लुएंस, सो अगर इफ़ यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर समथिंग बट आई हैव नो इन्फ्लुएंस, इट मीन्स कि मैं जानता नहीं हूँ बट मेरे पास रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. So then I should give advice when asked. Otherwise, I should not give advice because there is no influence. There is no relationship. Then the person will usually not listen. Or third है कि if there is no responsibility and no influence, then don't see and don't act because it is not our problem. Like this. So like that. So this is a very important lesson. Especially when we go into preaching, then it is very important. Or we can see कि अब भक्ति में भी देखेंगे कि especially with the Shishya Guru, to a large extent it works, which means they are in a Brahmanical mood, they are teaching, so they have influence but no responsibility. So they will guide, but if we don't do, no problem. But with the Diksha Guru, he has a responsibility also, so he can chastise very heavily because of the responsibility, to deliver the disciple. And so similarly for the Shishya Guru, they will not give advice unless asked. You ask advice, then they will give, otherwise no, for multiple reasons, but this is one of them. So okay, so we'll read the next one. Yes, this is a very important one. और ये आप अपने प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ के अंदर भी, ऑफिस के मामलों में और कहीं भी, ये जो अगला एग्जांपल आया, अगला जो ये लेसन आया है, इसको आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. दिस इज अ वेरी वंडरफुल अप्रोच. ओके, नाउ we have Professor Gaurav Prabhu and Gaurav Prabhu. Okay, so how long? Okay, yes, Gaurav Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Should I forgive him? Once upon a time, Bali Maharaj approached Prahlad Maharaj and asked him, which is actually best, forgiveness or the use of strength? Prahlad Maharaj thought for some time and replied, neither forgiveness nor the use of strength is good in all situations. If one were to always forgive, then his servants, dependents, and even strangers would disrespect him. When one always forgives and never shows the strength to chastise and correct, then mean-minded servants gradually steal away all one's wealth and fail to favorably respond to commands. On the other hand, one who simply punishes and never forgives soon finds himself bereft of all servants and friends. Indeed, everyone comes to hate such an unforgiving person, and when there is the slightest opportunity, they will do something to inconvenience or harm him. Therefore, the conclusion is that strength and forgiveness should be exhibited at the proper times. My dear Bali, the following person should be forgiven. One who has done nice service in the past, even if guilty of a grave fault. One who offends due to ignorance or foolishness. One who is a first-time offender. One who has committed some wrong against his will and in addiction. Other offender may sometimes be forgiven just to create a good public image. The following person should not be forgiven. one who has knowingly offended but claims to be innocent, even if his offense is slight. A second offender, no matter how small, is misdemeanor. Misdemeanor. Mahabharata, Vanapurana. Comment. If we are manager, teacher or parent, it is not always clear how we should act when a subordinate or dependent misbehaves. Prahlad Maharaj advice helps to clarify things in this regards. Question.
थैंक यू गौरव प्रभु. ये आप काट के रख सकते हैं और इसको अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. इट्स अ वंडरफुल एडवाइस फ्रॉम महाभारत कि एट व्हाट टाइम वी शुड चेस्टाइज एंड व्हाट टाइम वी शुड फॉरगिव. So wonderful, to see. This Prabhupada did many times. One who has done nice service in the past, even if guilty of a grave fault, he will always forgive. Prabhupada, always forgive. Even many soft-hearted devotees like Gopal Krishna Maharaj and all, they somebody has done a nice service, even if he has done a grave fault, Maharaj always forgive, no problem. Like this. So this is all this 5 points here and 3 points here. What time one should forgive and what time one should not be forgiven. This one should know. Okay, so now the last one for the day. Raveshwar Gaurang Prabhu, go ahead please.
Is it growing? Once upon a time, a very young devotee.
We can't hear you, Prabhu.
Is it better, Prabhuji?
Yes, much better.
Is it growing? Once upon a time, a very young devotee discovered that Nityanand Ram's favorite flower was Kadamba. He knew that Kadamba tree grew quite quickly and he resolved to grow many wonderful favorite flowers for Nitai. His father gave him an advance on his monthly pocket money and he happily went to the local nursery and invested in a very beautifully shaped Kadam tree. It looked very healthy and already stood almost 5 feet. He returned home, dug a deep hole in what he considered an appropriate place and planted the tree. Daily, he watered it and checked its growth. He patiently waited for more than 2 weeks, but still there was no noticeable change in the plant. Concerned, the young devotee used his trowel to dig up the earth around the trunk of the tree and uprooted it. To his pleasure, he noticed that the roots had grown to the good 2 inches in 2 weeks. Very carefully, he planted the tree again and gave it fertilizer and water. Every 2 weeks for the next month, he did this. But then, to his dismay, the tree withered and died. He wasn't able to fulfill his cherished desire to offer Nitai many wonderfully fragrant garden fresh Kadam flowers. Comment. Are we very carefully and confidently cultivating the seed of devotion our Guru Maharaj has planted in our heart? Or is our preoccupation to somehow or another assess whether we are advancing or not? Better to use our energy to improve our cultivation of the precious seed Gurudev has planted. A first-class seed properly cultivated and protected will give first-class flowers and fruits. It is just a matter of time and patience. No extra endeavor is required.
Thank you, Raveshwar Gaurang Prabhu. So, ये एग्जाम्पल है कि जैसे वो छोटा बालक वो बार बार हर 2 हफ्ते के बाद उसको पौधे को उखाड़ के उसकी जड़ें देखता रहा, तो ऐसे करके जो प्लांट है इट बिकेम वीक एंड देन डाइड. सो सिमिलरली माता जी सेइंग कि हमारा जो ध्यान है वी शुड बी कंसर्न कि whether I am growing in devotional life or not. For that we can ask our counselor, our Shiksha Guru, our spiritual master, senior devotees. We can ask, but one should not be preoccupied with it. कि सारा ध्यान हमारा इसी में चला जाए कि मैंने प्रोग्रेस किया कि नहीं किया. अगर इसमें प्रीऑक्यूपेशन चला जाएगा तो श्रवणम कीर्तन के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. वी विल बी बिजी इन दिस. और जैसे जो हमने पढ़ा स्टोरी कि जैसे वो उसके बच्चे का जो है वो जो ट्री है कदम ट्री, इट डाइड. सो सिमिलरली आवर डिवोशनल लाइफ will also can be its growth can be checked अगर हम इसी में प्री ऑक्यूपेशन रहेंगे. एंड उपदेशामृत भी बोलते हैं धैर्यान उत्साहन निश्चयात. So one should keep dharya, means one should be very patient in devotional life because everything will changes gradually, not overnight कि कोई झुरझुरी हुई और मैं चेंज हो गया, ऐसा नहीं होगा. So उसके लिए it's a gradual progress and one should be patient and keep the focus on Shravanam Kirtanam, not so much about my own self, my growth. That we can take guidance from Guru or Sadhu like this. So ये थी आज की हमारी ग्रैंड मास की होम रेमेडीज, दादी माँ के घरेलू नुस्खे जो हमने आज पढ़े. देयर आर मोर आल्सो वेरी स्वीट. सो मैं आप सब लोगों से हाथ जोड़ के बस यही निवेदन कर सकता हूँ कि बुक हमने दी है और ये PDF आपके पास है. जब भी आपके पास खाली टाइम हो यू कैन रीड दिस. इट इज अमेजिंग बुक. व्हाट्स सो स्पेशल अबाउट प्रभुपाद. हमने एक ही सेक्शन पढ़ा. मे बी on Prabhupada appearance day, disappearance days and special days we can also read more. But आप सब लोगों के पास कब जब भी टाइम निकलता है I will request please read this PDF version. You can, it is on their mobile. आप आराम से और रोज के 5-7 पेज भी पढ़ेंगे तो आप पता चलेगा कि एक साल में पूरी किताब पढ़ गई है 6 महीने में, like this. So today was our last day for reading What's so special about Prabhupada. और फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट वीक आप सब लोगों को जान के प्रसन्नता होगी कि वी विल हैव एसोसिएशन ऑफ हिज होलीनेस प्रीतिवर्धन महाराज और वो उपदेशामृत नेक्टर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन के ऊपर क्लासेस शुरू करेंगे. इट इज़ वन ऑफ महाराज फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट्स और मैं आप सब लोगों से यही निवेदन करूँगा. और वो जो क्लासेस हैं वो 6:30 से 7 रहेंगे. उसका टाइमिंग चेंज होगा क्योंकि महाराज दे ऑल स्लीप अर्लियर इन द गुरुकुल. तो सिर्फ आधे घंटे की क्लास होगी 6:30 से 7. तो प्लीज़ 6:25 पे लॉग इन करिएगा और हाफ एन आवर क्लास प्लीज़ हियर. सो नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे वी विल गेट एसोसिएशन ऑफ हिज होलीनेस प्रीतिवर्धन महाराज. एंड सो टुडे सेशन वी विल क्लोज. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी वांचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.